This is nonviolent resistance. This is the real work of making the world a better place. It's much more difficult to humanize the other than to dehumanize the other. And that is true resistance, especially in the times that we're living in.
Netta Higuera and Heidi Basharow did not know each other before October 7th. Netta lives in Oklahoma. She's a constitutional attorney and a first-generation Palestinian-American. Heidi lives in California. She's the executive director of a nonprofit film organization called Women's Voices Now and is Jewish American. Both are mothers of young children. Both have deep connections to the same land. And after they met, the two women also forged a deep connection with one another. We spoke with Heidi and Netta about how that happened and what they hope to accomplish through tough conversations and a growing friendship. Netta, you're a Palestinian-American. You call yourself a daughter of Palestine. Heidi, you are a Jewish American. You call yourself a daughter of Israel. And together, the two of you are calling yourselves the Daughters of Abraham. I guess, what are you trying to convey by just that title itself? Heidi, let me start with you.
Thank you for the question, Hari. It's so nice to be here with you and with Netta. We're trying to convey that while the world portrays us as fierce, immortal enemies, that we're human beings. And at the end of the day, in order to get to the other side of this really difficult time, we need to reach out to each other and speak to each other as human beings and learn about each other.
And Netta, is the core of this is that you do have a shared faith in a way?
The core of this is that we have more in common than not. We do worship the same God, the God of Isaac, Abraham, and Jacob, but we're both mothers, we're both wives. We consider ourselves sisters, and we are the same flesh and blood.
Yeah. Netta, staying with you for a second, tell me a little bit about your background, your family, your history.
Yeah, both of my parents were born and raised in the West Bank, and they came to the States after they were married. I was born here in America, and I'm the youngest of 8 daughters. My parents spoke to us in Arabic, and we ate Palestinian food, just really upheld the traditions of our culture. And even though my parents were living here in America, in many of their ways, their mindset was still Palestinian and is still Palestinian.
Heidi, how about you? Tell us a little bit about your family.
Sure. I come from a mixed heritage family. My mom's side, they are Sicilian Catholic. My mom converted to Judaism. My dad's parents were Holocaust survivors. My grandmother was in Auschwitz. My grandfather was in Buchenwald and Dachau. I was raised in a Jewish home, went to Hebrew school, and with, as I would say, most Jewish Americans, the experience is of learning about Israel as our homeland. And my first visit to Israel was at 11 years old. Fast forward to my mid-20s, and I moved to Israel because I wanted to find out about the conflict for myself. And met my husband there, and I ended up living there for 5.5 years, living, studying, traveling, just really was there.
So, Netta, like anybody else on the planet, you start seeing the images on October 7th, and then you see the images in the response from Israel. What happens to you? What do you go through emotionally?
Yeah, so the immediate news of what was happening on October 7th and the victims, obviously it devastated me for those victims. But at the same time, I really did brace myself for the response and brace myself for an aerial bombardment.